I will cover some easy color exercises in graphic design that you can try today and improve your skills fast. Number 1, color harmonies. As designers, it is helpful for us to consider the different color harmonies or schemes if we want to start creating a great color palette. By using the color wheel, we can create different harmonies including monochromatic, analogous, complementary, split complementary, triadic, tetradic, and square. You can also use hue, the pure color, value, a color's lightness and darkness, and saturation, how intense or dull it is. Choose a dominant color you like, and then choose one from the color harmonies I previously mentioned. Now, create 3 color schemes by changing the color's hue, value, and saturation. In this exercise, you will learn how exploring and changing colors differently can impact our views on color harmonies or color schemes. Number 2, breaking into psychology. Color psychology is a study on how different colors can affect our emotional responses, mood, and behaviors. Some of us may know that colors are symbolic for many different reasons, like how red can symbolize passion and love, or green symbolizes nature and growth. I also learned that colors have different connotations in different cultures, like how in Western cultures the color white represents purity, while in some Asian cultures it would represent death or mourning. Choose a color you like, and then spend a few minutes researching on your color's meaning and representations in your own country or culture and in other cultures. Using what you have learned, design a small poster and showcase your design thinking for your color's meaning and culture representations. You will learn to reflect and study how colors can be perceived by symbolism, cultures, moods, or behaviors. Number 3, selling colors. If you got a good understanding of color psychology from the previous exercise, let's consider this in terms of branding. By now you have learned that colors have different meanings, which can be used as a psychological or emotional effect through branding, marketing, and sales. When you choose a good color palette for a brand, you might want to consider your industry's competition, what they are doing now and what works for them, and your audience, the people who perceive and change their behavior towards you or your brand. In this exercise, we'll create a hypothetical brand. I would like mine to be a luxury chocolatier who sells chocolate products. Using what you have learned about color psychology, design a logo using the colors appropriate for your brand. Then, duplicate your logo and change it to another color. Write and reflect what each logo could represent. You will learn how different colors can affect our psychological and emotional perception and behaviors towards brands. Number 4, 60-30-10. The 60-30-10 rule is a great way to guide us as designers to choose specific colors for our designs, specifically in UX UI. In this case, you will have 60% of your design using your chosen dominant color, 30% using your secondary color, and 10% using your accent color. By doing so, you can create emphasis on key elements, balance your visual designs, and develop consistency. Start by researching for examples of color UI designs online and choose a few photos that you like. Now, with this 60-30-10 rule in mind, break apart the UI's color palette and try to find which is the dominant, secondary, and accent color. You will learn how to quickly recognize how colors are used in UI design and know how to apply the 60-30-10 rule for your future design projects. Number 5, accessibility. One of the most important things I learned about color is the accessibility for different audiences, especially in the colorblind community. I'm not colorblind myself, but I learned there are many types of colorblindness, where the most common type involves having different perceptions of reds and greens. In some cases, as a designer, you may want to think about how colors in your designs can be accessible for certain audiences. You could avoid using red and green color pairings, use icons and shapes, different lines and patterns, or ultimately create good color contrast. I found this interesting online resource, Who Can Use by Corey Ginevin, which helps web designers understand the Web Content Accessibility Guidelines, or WCAG, which is a recommendation space for making web content accessible for everyone. Using this resource, try to create an accessible color palette that has a high contrast ratio and WCAG rating. If you want to, try using your new palette and experiment with icons, shapes, patterns, or lines. You will learn how to understand the accessibility of colors and consider audiences in a different perspective for your future designs. And number 6, colors in the real world. Finally, if you're struggling to create a good color palette for any of your design projects, I suggest stepping outside and taking the colors that you see out in nature. Since the weather is getting nicer here, I like to go out for walks with my coworkers and take some photos of anything that inspires me, specifically colors I find to be aesthetically pleasing with each other. By doing so, you will learn and understand the colors around you and hopefully become inspired for a new color palette in your next design project. If you haven't already, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notification bell to this channel. I also like reading your comments, so definitely leave a comment below if you tried any of the exercises in this video. If you enjoy my design exercises content, I highly recommend you start watching this video, which will be right here. So definitely take a look at that, and I'll see you there.